I feel like everybody is missing the point when it comes to the Steven Crowder and Daily Wire drama, and I don't think that people quite understand what the point of this whole thing is, and it's really a little upsetting to me, and I didn't want to make a video piece about this, considering, for one, I don't post on this channel anymore, not because I don't want to, I just don't have the time, but I keep seeing this. It's not about the conservative movement sticking together, and it's not about Steven Crowder should have done this, Steven Crowder should have done that, or Daily Wire should have done this, or Daily Wire should have done that. I think what everybody is missing the point on is that Steven Crowder isn't arguing the money, and he hasn't been arguing the money, and everybody keeps saying he's arguing the money. He's not arguing the money. He's arguing the terms in which money gets removed from any creator by not following big tech guidelines. And if you're supposed to be fighting big tech, how is that? You see how that doesn't make sense? So, and I'm sure that there's people that see that. I mean, like, I saw it. I know I'm not the only one that saw it. But then you look in the comments and it's like, we don't need conservatives to be fighting. They should keep it to themselves, da-da-da-da-da. But if we're left in the dark to trust that all these people have our best interests at mind, and I'm not saying that Steven has our best interests in mind or the Daily Wire has our best interests at mind, but if you want to be an up-and-coming creator in the conservative space, the Daily Wire is one of the biggest platforms. Do you want to get shocked by the fact that if you get demonetized from a platform, you lose money? And $50 million, yeah, sure, it's a lot of money, I get that. But it's not just for Steven, it's for production costs, and not to mention that he'll be making the Daily Wire hundreds of millions of dollars, simply based off the subscription program for Daily Wire and all of his mug club subscribers. You think that it's just about video revenue? It's mind-boggling to me. But we need the transparency. If we don't allow for transparency in the conservative space, we're no different. We're no different than living in our little bubbles, our little echo chambers, so to speak. So people need to take all of this into account and look at it from all different angles. It's not just Steven, it's not just the Daily Wire, it's not just Fox, it's not just the Blaze, it's not just whatever one you want to name. It's not just them. It's all of us. And the second that we start to realize that this conflict between the two of them is less about money and more about the conservative movement as a whole, I think the sooner that we can start seeing eye to eye, you know what I mean? Like, Candace Owens, I love her as a conservative voice, and I respect her as a conservative voice, but I don't respect how she personally attacked Steven Crowder, because he never personally attacked anybody in his Daily Wire videos about the whole thing. He never personally attacked a single person. He never said Jeremy Boring is a piece of crap or whatever. He never said Candace Owens sucks or is a shill. He said only about the parts of the term sheet that he didn't like. And Candace Owens called Steven Crowder a bunch of names, which I don't personally care for. It's uncalled for, it's unnecessary. And on top of that, they have a problem with him recording the phone call. If you're a friend, why would you secretly record a phone call? I mean, it doesn't matter because he's in a single-party consent state in Texas. He doesn't have to ask for other people's consent. He doesn't have to ask for other people's acknowledgement. And regardless, you don't know how many phone calls he records a day. You don't know if he recorded Jeremy's only or if he recorded every phone call that came to him that day. You don't know anything about it. So what difference does it make? Maybe his phone has an automated recording line to it. We don't know. I don't know. I'm not a techie person. I don't even know if that kind of stuff exists, or if you have to press a button. Don't ask me. I'm just me. But the problem that they keep mentioning is that he recorded this phone call. Why not record it? Especially if he says that this has been going on for years. If he's been having these type of issues for years in the conservative space, why not record the phone calls? Why not have this stuff? Because obviously he was going to make an issue about Big Con to begin with. He registered it on 12/12/22 last year, last month, but he got that term sheet in October of last year. That term sheet from the Daily Wire he got from October of last year. So everybody's like, oh, he registers this and then records a phone call with Jeremy Boring the next month. He got the term sheet in October, registered to stop Big Con. Steven's not dumb. He knows what he's doing. And the second that people start to realize that maybe we should start doing a little more research into what's going on and how to progress through it, because I think Steven is right. For up-and-coming content creators in the conservative space, it's really going to be hard to come up on a contract that penalizes you for being demonetized, suspended, banned, whatever, on any of these big tech platforms, because, like he said, the terms can change whenever they want them to change. All they have to do is say, you violated this, we don't like it. Boom. I mean, plus he's also been banned, right? Also been banned from YouTube for not breaking TOS, for speaking facts. He's been banned for it. So it's not like, well, we all follow the TOS. He follows it too. Sometimes he doesn't. I mean, I don't know, to be honest. But I don't understand why everybody's at odds. I can respect the Daily Wire and the fact that they brought us Ben Shapiro, they brought us Jordan, like, they brought, at least to my attention. I mean, I knew about Jordan Peterson, I think, before he was a Daily Wire person. I have no idea. I knew about Candace Owens. So I appreciate that I was brought these voices. But, and I don't like to say but now they're attacking Steven because Steven is just being transparent. And the transparency shouldn't be the issue. The issue should be, if you're fighting big tech, why do we have to conform to big tech? See how that sounds a little weird? Think about it. And do us all a favor. Please, for the love of God, just think about the situation a little bit and stop fighting about who's right and who's wrong, and start realizing that no matter who's right or who's wrong, do they have your best interest at heart? And I think between the two, Daily Wire has my best interest at heart in some aspects, but I think overall Steven Crowder is fighting for the little man more, and me being the little man, even though I'm a heftier dude, it makes me appreciate him. I resonate a lot more with Steven Crowder, I feel, because on a personal level, like, you know, he's a comedian. I'm not a comedian, but I find myself to be a funny person when I'm out and about. I'm very social. I like Steven Crowder, and I love to consume his content. It's more of an informal type of way of getting the news out, and I appreciate it. I'm on Steven's side, but totally objectively because of the fact that I think that Steven is his problem was never the money. His problem was the demonetization clauses. I'm gonna leave it at that.